Boy, don't play. 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 Boy, don't play.
Yo, what's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the bar. It's your girl, Henny. We about to pour plenty of that hot Henny tea that you love to sip on. With me today up on the stage, I have Selena. Hey, Selena. And I have Kristen. Hey, Kristen. I don't know if she heard or not. And it's okay. It's okay. So we're going to have a couple other people probably join in. But today we are going to pour up all the hot Henny that y'all come to sip upon when it comes down to Blueface and Lancaster. What actual programs is he allowed to get into? And is there a fire camp there? Also, what are the requirements for the fire camp? We're going to also read the very letter that came from Ronnie's probation officer to the judge that got him violated. And child, wait till y'all hear this hot Henny mess over here. And of course, we are going to enjoy some of the comments underneath the post of Carlissa on the Shade Room, making her very insensitive comments about people, inmates who are volunteering through fire camps to go and help with the Los Angeles fires that are going on right now, with the California fires. Is it still LA? It's all LA, right? Yeah. With the Los Angeles fires that are going on, they were very insensitive and people weren't feeling it. And baby, them comments had me crying in tears at the way people were eating her up. Okay. Also, there's been some Chrisean sightings. We're going to talk about those. Jason Lee is stepping back from Hollywood Unlocked. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
I'm here. I'm sorry. My child was terrorizing me. I'm here though.
Like Elijah must be. Yeah.
Yeah, he poured juice all over my kitchen and his cell, so I had to walk away from the phone. But I am here.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we're gonna get into all of that. Shout out to everybody who is here on IG. But if you are still here, this live is about to self-destruct. So you want to come on over to Straight Henny Media so y'all can get all the hot goss, because we do still gossip, just not on Hennessy Reviews. And if you don't know where that is, head to the story post, click the link, and come to the bar, because the media bar is open. Peace, y'all. All right, so we've put the hootie hoo out for the IG peoples to come on over and sip upon some of this Henny tea that we about to pour up for everybody. So let's see. Rakitha, your comment caught my eye. She said, I thought Blueface was in California State Prison and not Lancaster anymore. Oh. He's still in Lancaster. Very much so. Very much so. Selena, can you give us an update on what is going on out in California?
So here in California, there was about 4 fires that I remember I told you guys about. One was Hearst. We had Palisades, we had Eaton, and we had another one, I think it was Kenneth. So the Kenneth fire has been extinguished at 100%. So that's a good thing. The Hearst was at 75. I just couldn't need to take a look to see what it was, but it was much better. We still had Palisades only at like 8% contained. And I believe the last time I had looked, the Eaton fire was only about 12%. The only problem right now.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You said 88%?
No. I said 8%, which is nothing. You know, a scale goes to 100%. So if you're only at 8%, you're barely at anything.
So it's basically still burning.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The problem is now here in California, we are back to a very serious wind. So today, right now, I can hear the wind hitting my house right now. We had a wind advisory come out yesterday up until Wednesday. So it's usually, obviously, that doesn't help at all. I haven't heard got any updates yet. I'm going to watch and do a replay of the news when I can and get some more updates for that. So maybe I can give you some more information later today to share. But yes, we are back on wind. And it's very strong. I can hear it hitting my house. So that does not help anything. When you have a fire, it spreads. So yeah, we'll keep our fingers crossed.
I would imagine that it spreads. You know, again, there is information that I did post on Hennessy Reviews. I forgot to post it here on Straight Henny Media. I'll make sure that I post some of that information on places where you could go, resources, things of that nature. I did see something yesterday. It was a commercial with the American Red Cross. They are now starting to step up and step in. What have any of the relief efforts, if any, like has FEMA hit the ground yet or
No,
anything?
haven't
No.
heard anything about FEMA yet either. I think usually when you have an active fire as such, they're not really going to be out there. They can only tour the areas that have been already basically burned. It's still like a high risk area because of the wind. Anything can shift. One thing when it comes to wind is you can have a fire, routing to one spot, and then the wind hits and it will take it to a different. So we knew that the wind was coming. We got the advisory as of yesterday early in the morning. So it's just a matter of time for it to actually hit. And now that it has, we'll see what's going to happen. Again,
Now,
it's just up in the air.
before we get into the next segment of what we're going to talk about, you had shared that FEMA is not on the ground yet.
Correct.
But you said ICE is actually on the ground now and deporting people.
Yes.
That's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. Like you can't bother to get there to help, but you could get there to try to deport people and take them out the country. Meanwhile, you're sending them to a country that's helping.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I said, we had, and I seen the photos too, in the videos of, the ice breaks, the ice, checkpoints basically. And one was in Palmdale, which is not too far out there where Blue is incarcerated. And another one, it was in the Selmar area. So the way those work is it's a lot of Hispanics in those areas. So it's interesting. But yeah, there is ice out there, and they're not in the fire zones, but still they've already started. And what's very interesting is the fact that ICE is there now, and we're still amnesty and not deporting individuals. Trump hasn't come in office yet, but yet they were already out there gathering people. So it kind of tells you and sets the precedence on what it's going to be like here in Los Angeles once the inauguration does hit and we have a new president.
To me, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, so I do think I will hear and see more soon.
Right. So as we speak about the fires that are going on, we've heard them become political. We've heard a lot of different things that have been put out there, making narratives about it that shouldn't be there. One of the things that I wanted to talk about with you guys, though, is because we did go and do a little bit of research to find out information about what the firefighters are being paid. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing. So let's get this screen up here. So shout out to Hollywood Unlocked. They shared, Kim Kardashian made some story posts, and she said, I have spent the last week watching my city burn, and I've seen and spoken to many firefighters who are up all night long, using every ounce of their strength to save our community. Thank you to Cal Fire at Los Angeles County Fire. Los Angeles County City Fire, for everything that you're doing to save lives, homes, and property. So she says, I wanted to get to, okay. On all 5 fires in Los Angeles, there are hundreds of incarcerated firefighters risking their lives to save us. They are on the Palisades Fire and Eaton Fire in Pasadena, working 24 hours. They get paid almost nothing, risk their lives, some have unalived, to provide the community, to prove to the community that they have changed and are now first responders. I see them as heroes. Now, this is not the first post that I have seen where people were talking about the incarcerated firefighters. And the caption on here says Kim Kardashian joins Chris Brown and others demanding better pay and treatment of the 900 plus California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation prisoners dispatched to help fires and first responders battling the deadly wildfires. Additionally, a journalist documenting the Los Angeles County fire said he spoke with some of the inmates who told him they were working 24-hour days and have not showered in at least 5 days. So that made us go and do some looking of our own. Hey, shout out to Tea Time with Latrice. Thank you for joining, girl. Come get some of this Henny tea in the morning. You could come up if you want to as well. I'll drop the link. If Treese wants to come up, she's invited to. If she can't, that's cool. I understand. But just Treese right now. We'll open it up for everybody else later. Now, we did do some digging and some research of our own because I did not save it. So don't, Henny, how could you? Don't. I promise I'll find it and post it. Okay. But I found a post where somebody was saying something about they were only getting paid $1. Now, both posts, both things are right. They're correct. And I'm going to show you, but it's not what you think. So we are going to break down some of the things that, we're going to break down some of the requirements. But this is exactly what it is here. It says, depending on skill level, conservation camp incarcerated fire crew members earn between $5.80 and $10.24. Now, put a pin in that for a second because I did hear that they were getting paid $10 an hour. So there is that. But it says per day. It's not an hour, it's per day. $5.80 to $10.24 per day by the CDCR. While assigned to an active emergency, incarcerated fire crew members earn an additional $1 per hour by CAL FIRE, regardless of skill level. During emergencies, crews can work a 24-hour plus shift, followed by 24 hours of rest. For example, for one 24-hour shift, hold on one second. All right. For one 24-hour shift during an emergency, the lowest skilled level would earn $26.90 per day. They are paid during rest periods as well. Now, I don't know about y'all, but $10 a day for 24 hours is actually less than $10, less than $5 an hour when they have them working a 24-hour shift and then resting for 24 hours and then working another 24-hour shift and resting. That's what's supposed to happen. But what do you guys think? Selena, Kristen Poppington?
To me, I don't even want to say it, but it sounds like slave labor. I mean, I know that they're incarcerated, but like the wages, that's a lot of work just for that little bit amount of money. It's a lot of hard work, and it could potentially hurt you, like you're doing something that you could potentially get hurt. So I really think that's a little bit of money, even though they're incarcerated, and you would think they don't deserve to get the same as a person that's free, but that's still not enough, or not for that.
Right. And I mean, they do end up getting time off from their sentences, because it does say that camp participants also earn time credit. Most incarcerated fire crew members receive 2-for-1 credits, meaning they receive 2 additional days off their sentence for every 1 day they serve on a fire crew. Camp volunteers who work as support staff but not as fire crew receive day-for-day credit, meaning they receive 1 day off their sentence for every day they serve as a firefighter. So we already know that when you go into the prison system, unfortunately, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, okay? You're incarcerated, and you have now entered back into slavery. They do not have human rights. when they're incarcerated. And that's a shame because these are still human beings. You know what I'm saying?
They'd have to give me something else. I mean, some more time off or something, because at the end of the day, they may not even get to experience the time off if they don't make it through these fires.
Bingo. Bingo. And then what do they tell the family? What do they give their family? They're $10 a day for $10.84 a day for working, like, and thank you for their
Exactly.
service. Selena?
It's I think it's even harder for me to listen to that, knowing how much they're getting paid and the fact that it's not comparable to your life. These individuals, number one, firefighters, period. We all know that any of our first responders, they are the individuals that are running to the tragedy while many of us are running away from it. And
Right.
yet the same thing goes for these prisoners. They are running to this tragedy and out there on the front lines dealing with these winds, the severe heat, the inhalation of all that smoke that's going to affect them in the long run medically.
Mhm.
And to only receive $10 a day or such with $1, extra an hour, it's not fair. It's not. I try to always look at two things. You know how I am. I like look at this side and that side. While I think that I love the program because I love that the fact that they are giving these individuals a skill set that they can utilize when they leave,
Mhm.
and go, because one of the things we read on here was that they are able to apply for positions. Okay. They're able to apply for positions with Cal Fire once they are released. And so I'm like, that's great, because then when you leave, you can become a firefighter if that's what you enjoy. But still, they're in harm's way. There needs to be better treatment of them. I don't care that they're incarcerated. Just like any other firemen, they need to be treated as such.
I
So,
agree. I do agree.
Instead, they're being treated like they're disposable humans to me. I mean, that's just how I
yeah,
feel about it. I don't like it at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
agree.
Like, we'll throw you in, does something happens to you? Oh, well. Like, and I'm not saying that that's the mentality. I am betting that the other firefighters that are out there see them as important, with them, like, colleagues and camaraderie.
Mhm.
But obviously, it's just the overall perception of who they are. To me, they're a firefighter just like anybody else.
Right. Well, I know
Exactly.
there was a lot of talk about, and I was one of those people who was like, oh, well, maybe that's something. Hey, get over here. Maybe that's something that, Blue would be eligible to do because, you have the fire camps and things of that nature. But here are some of the eligibilities, because people were saying, and I was one of those people who felt like, well, maybe because he's get from over there. I'm sorry, it's Migo. Come here. Sit down. Be a good boy. Thank you. I was thinking he wouldn't be eligible because he has a violent offense. However, the requirements for the program is not what you think it is. Okay. The eligibility says an incarcerated person must volunteer for the conservative fire camp program and meet all eligibility criteria meant to protect public safety. No one is involuntarily assigned to work for a fire camp. Thus, incarcerated people do not face disciplinary action if they choose not to serve their time in fire camp. So he can't be forced to do this. All right. This is something that somebody has to say that they want to do. The other thing is the CDCR healthcare staff must clear participants as physically and mentally fit for vigorous activity to participate in the program. Volunteers must have minimum custody status or the lowest security classification based on their substantial.
Circumstances?
Thank you, because
Yeah.
my tongue starts doing one thing, my mouth is trying to do another. All right. Sustained good behavior in prison. Okay, so they had to have had good behavior the whole time, ability to follow rules, and participate in rehabilitative programming. All right. Volunteers must have 8 years or less remaining on their sentence to be considered. Some convictions automatically make someone ineligible for conservative camp assignment, even if they have minimum custody status. Disqualifying convictions include grape and other eggs offenses, arson, and escape history. Other disqualifiers include active warrants, medical issues, and history of notary cases. Yeah. So that's not true. That just because somebody has a violent offense, that they would not be able to participate in this program because it's not part of the eligibility. Those are the things that make a person ineligible for it. And like Selena said, once they complete this program, they're supposed to be eligible. We're going to say that. Supposed to be eligible for to be able to go sign up for to become firefighters themselves. So it's supposed to go like that. I don't know if it always goes like that. This is the program that Blue's brother Andre, remember he had a picture of himself with a bunch of firefighters. This was the program that he went into, but we don't know what happened with that, why Andre didn't follow through with becoming a firefighter. He probably said it, but I'm not going to lie to you. After Andre did all of the nonsensical rambling, well, I can't even say nonsensical. When he went on them rants that he went on, I kind of forgot about anything he said prior to that. I'm not going to lie to you. Does anybody remember what he said before that?
I don't even remember that he was a fireman.
Right.
I just remember almost having a stroke trying to read them story posts. That's about it.
I swear I thought I was losing brain cells every time. I think they are using the incarcerated people for a very high risk job. Let me put my glasses on. Not even minimum wage. Exactly. Exactly. Do we know what they were in for? We don't know what the inmates were in for at all. We don't know that. Where do the inmate salary go? To the victims, their fines, lawyers, etc. Now that's a good question, Sonia, because sometimes I know here in Florida, when they have fines and fees that they have to pay, when you start putting money on their canteen, because that's what it's called here, they take those fees out of the canteen money. So that's a very good question as to where the money goes. We'll have to look into that. 13th and 14th Amendment, absolutely. So, dang, I can't turn the ranks over to anybody to be able to put the comments up. Why are we worrying about pay? Well, when you do a job, you would want to be properly compensated for said job, especially if you are risking your life. And I do feel like risking your life, especially in this fire that's going on, I think that's like an ultimate test. Is it voluntary or mandatory? I answered that. I think I'm late in the comments because these men are putting their lives at risk, Edna. Yeah. Okay, hold on. She said, I'll shut up now. I have an opinion about this, and that may not be favorable. Well, I don't think anybody can say you have to think this way or feel that way about this situation, because I know that there are some people out there who feel like, oh, well, they should be happy that they're getting whatever they get because they're in jail for a reason. There are people that feel that way. I myself, I guess I'm looking at it through the lens of someone who has a child who's incarcerated. So I just feel like if my son were doing that, if he were running out there risking his life, he should be properly compensated for that. For those who,
Yeah, my uncle's in prison too, so I don't see it as like just an inmate. You know what I mean? And then I also had a dad that was a firefighter, so I know what they go through. And honestly, if you're not going to pay them right, they need more time off of their sentence. Just plain and
yeah.
simple.
But
I
and then
mean,
also,
especially for this one, I feel like this should be more than just 2 days for a day for this big of a job that's going on. Just my personal opinion. Now, understand this, they do have the requirements. So it's not like a rapist or an ex offender or anyone out here who's doing those types of diabolical things are being released back into society. But I would think, just as a person, I would think if I had the chance to go out there and see life through a different lens, I think that would make me look at things differently. Okay. Because like CJ just said, this is not a house fire. Like
No.
we're thinking, oh, a house is on fire, they're going to go help them and they're hosing the house down. And yeah, they should be grateful for what they get. But when you're talking about masses of fires everywhere, I mean places engulfed,
Mm-hmm.
that's something different. This
And
is
to
something
think about what would happen if they did lose their life, how they would lose their life
right.
should be a big factor.
And again, I just want to also reiterate, these are toxic fumes. They are inhaling, smoke. We talk so often about smoke inhalation when it comes to a fire and soot that gets into your lungs. If anybody in medical profession, we've heard about that. It coats your lungs and it's black tar soot. So how does that not also incorporate for any inmates that are out there fighting fires? The same way we think about a fireman, we need to think about these individuals too, because they are going to have the same health risk that anyone would.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of Selena, we in New York, remember we had 9/11, and
11.
we
I
saw
yeah,
how our
Mm-hmm.
firemen rushed. Like I consider firemen higher than police officers because they
me too.
go in, they run in to save people. They risk their lives to save people every time they come to a fire. And Selena's right. You know how many firemen ended up with lung cancer and lung disease and
Yeah.
heart disease just from smelling the fumes. The people that lived where the buildings went down at and went to work, all of those people had it. So my whole thing is that we have to start humanizing these people. Everybody that's in jail is not a bad person, and everybody in jail is not guilty. So you can't just group everybody together or feel some kind of way because you're anti whatever. They're still human. You still,
Mhm.
you know, even as slaves, people are still human. It's not, and like Henny said, you have to have, it's a criteria. These are not people that are not going to go back into society and actually thrive. You know what I'm saying? They're going to thrive. These are not those people that they can't rehabilitate, or they don't know how to behave themselves while they're there and stuff like that. So to me, we need to give them grace too, because people have families outside of them being in jail. So if
Right.
you're paying you're paying fees, you're paying this, you're paying that, what about the men and women that have to take care of their kids also, and they're in jail?
I just feel
So
like it's taking advantage of the less fortunate because at the end of the
yeah,
day, the amendments, the Constitution, those things protect these types of acts because you have to remember slavery ended, but it didn't. As long as there's a prison system, there is always slavery that exists. Okay. Even when we get up and go to these jobs, we work like slaves at these jobs. You know what I'm saying? So when they go into these prison systems, they definitely do not have their human rights. It's stripped away from them. Just from hearing some of the conversations that I've had with my son and even with my children's father and my father, the reason why they want canteen and money on their books and things of that nature is because to eat out of the cafeteria is diabolical. They're eating food that has mold on it, trays that don't get washed properly. They're living in conditions that are disgusting.
It's horrible. Like
In the middle of
that,
the
and they have to eat that for years. Like they just getting a bag of Doritos. Trust me, it is a what do you call it? A privilege, basically. So I understand why they want to do it. And you got to think these corporations, these private prisons, they are getting so much per prisoner every single day. So
can I
I
can
don't
I
know.
can I say something to a comment I just saw
go ahead.
in the chat? Miss Cece, I understand that they don't have a financial responsibility as far as them staying in jail, but people still have lives outside of jail. So saying when you don't have a financial responsibility when you're in jail, and that's doing something for the community, hence community service. I understand that, but at the end of the day, there's other jobs in jail that you do get paid for. So you can't just put that in the perspective of, well, it's community service, so they should be willing to do it no matter what. No, it is community service, but I'm risking my life. I am risking my life, and I still have a family outside of here. When I leave here,
Yeah.
because it's not for a program for anybody that's doing a lot of time. So when I leave here, I still have to be financially stable outside of here. I still have to make sure that my kids are maintained outside of here. I still, like Henny and Kristen said, I still have to be able to maintain my sanity inside of here as far as getting
Mhm.
my commissary. And, some places you have to have money to make calls and stuff like that. So
To
I mean,
buy food too, like
yeah,
anything.
Well, not only that,
it's,
they actually have to get razors, sometimes toilet paper. I mean, it's
yeah,
not only just little snacks and stuff they're getting off of commissary. I know the
Mhm.
women's prison, they have to get like tampons and pads and stuff too.
yeah. And I think
Correct.
it's just I think they feel like, oh well, because we give you the opportunity to be able to work as a firefighter, that's good enough. No, what you have to remember is, what if they have this experience and they decide that's not something that they want to do as a career path? What does that do for their record? How are they going to be able to go ahead and proceed in life as a normal citizen? There's a lot of things when we start talking about the justice system. There's a lot of things about the justice system that needs to be fixed, because I feel like if a person has paid their debt to society, I feel like they should be able to go out here and get an equal opportunity like everybody else. But let's go back and take it back all the way back to these prison systems. What are you doing to
Rehabilitate.
rehabilitate these people? And what are you
I
doing
agree.
to help them adjust back into society and adjust back into their families?
That's just that too, is if you trust them enough to be out here trying to save individuals, save structures and such, then why are you not trusting enough to understand that it's time for them to be looked at as going back home?
Right. And I agree with this comment that was just asked by Jackson Jay's mom. She said, how is it rehabilitation when they're working them for free? Because if you're trying to get them a sense of responsibility and pride in what they do,
Pride.
the
Mm-hmm.
whole thing is you're trying to turn this person's mental state around and view the world differently, is what I'm going to assume. So therefore, if it is to give them a sense of pride, because let's be real, men are very prideful and egotistical. If they're doing something that, okay, I know that I could get time off, so I'm just going to go volunteer and do it. Yeah, they're going to volunteer to do it for a house fire, but think about all those people who signed up to just do it, to get out for, get out a little earlier, and now they're faced with this right here. Pay them properly so that they can understand what it's like to actually live a legitimate life, because this
Mm-hmm.
is something that could turn into a legitimate career for somebody if it's handled properly. So there's that. But I did want to get into Blue and where Blue is. So I do have a little bit of information. I know somebody was asking me about his movements. So as we know, he started off in North Kern, okay? And y'all may remember this if y'all were over when Diamond and I broke down wax movements throughout the prison systems, and we were able to see exactly what facilities he was at. So this is all the time that he has spent at North Kern right here. Okay, so on October 8th of 2024 is when he ended up at Lancaster, and he's still been in Lancaster. As of right now, he's in facility A, okay? And it says another notable program includes the Progressive Programming Facility, which is the PPF, on facility A. Remember, A is where Blue is, all right? Which fosters an environment free from violence and disruptive behavior, and the Pause for Life dog training program that offers therapeutic benefits to participating inmates. So where he is at, they offer the canine training. So there's a possibility that he could be training canines, or here are some of the other things that Lancaster offers in their various rehabilitation programs. Now, Carlissa said that he was in rehab. He is in prison that offers rehabilitation programs, just like every other prison. Okay. So let's clear that BS up real quick. They offer academic and vocational education, substance abuse treatment, which use Just saying. Um, mental health services, cognitive behavior intervention, which is like anger management and stuff like that, pre-release education, planning skills, and acquiring a California identification card, because a lot of prisoners don't have that. And then, of course, there's the Pause for Life Canine, the Shelter Pause for Life prison training program, which prepares rescue dogs with incarcerated individuals for mutual rehabilitation. So that's what happens over at Lancaster. It is also a minimum support facility. Okay. It is a housing unit for inmates who meet a criteria of the department's disability placement program. Lancaster is a multifaceted correctional center located in Lancaster, California. And yes, it is multifaceted because at the end of the day, yes, Blueface is in Lancaster. At the end of the day, Lancaster has level 3 and level 4 housing. He is on the level 3 side of Lancaster. So it is multifaceted, okay? He's been there a while now. So if you remember when Jaden did that no jumper interview and she said that he was at North Kern, I don't know if that was a slip of the tongue or her not knowing or not caring at that moment, but he's been there since October. We're now in January, okay? So he's been there.
Yeah, no, he's been there for quite some time. But I have to say, what I do like about the ability for these these incarcerated prisoners, because my uncle is also in jail, and I know he works in the kitchen, he's told us. But I do like that they have the ability to learn some of this, because what is important is when they go home, giving them something that they can fall back on. The whole point is, does society open their arms to actually allow them to take those skills and become something outside of those prison walls? So the mentality needs to change there, that just because they did their time, they've done their time. Allow them to come back into society and utilize the skills. So I would love to see more jails doing that, giving them those opportunities so that they have something that they can work on when they come home for their families.
Absolutely. So now that we know where Blueface is and what he could be doing, because I'm not saying that's what he is doing, but what he could be doing is he could be working with the rescue dogs.
And I just want to say, just because you're in jail, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Like the way Carlissa be acting like her and her children are so better than is very freaking disgusting.
Oh, we're
First,
going to go there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's disgusting as a woman. It's disgusting as you being a mother. It's disgusting as a human being. Like it's the way that she turns everything good into something bad. Because if your son's volunteer, you notice you have to volunteer for this program. It's not
Exactly.
like you have to volunteer. So if he has the heart enough, the goodness, kindness in his heart enough to volunteer for something like that, why are you making it so demonizing? Like, oh, my son is rich. Rich poor has nothing to do with being in jail. Diddy is being treated the same way in that Brooklyn Max as everybody else in there. It doesn't matter if you're rich or you're poor in jail. You're still in jail.
Well, Poppington, you kind of skipped ahead of the content, but we'll go ahead and we'll jump into that now because we weren't there yet. I was
I'm
trying
sorry.
to stop you, but you was on a tangent, girl. I just let you go.
She's had to go. Let it
She's
out.
been holding that in, boy. She's been wanting to get that out.
She opened up the floodgates.
Okay, she said, "Nah, we gonna talk about this now and right now." Okay, I've been holding this, and I got some. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for Monday to come.
She
So
knew what we were
since
talking about.
Poppington dove right on in, we're gonna go ahead and get into what Carlissa said that was disgusting, disgraceful, and oh, you know what? No, I don't even want to use them. I don't even want to use them. Let's bring you over here and look at a little bit of Chrisean for a second. Yeah,
Hey,
Chrisean,
Mary.
girl,
She is
girl.
so
So
cute. Look at her.
with Petey. But we've had some Chrisean sightings, and we'll get into the sightings, and we'll have some good times. Be happy about seeing her out here. But in the meantime, let's get to this because let's get to this. Let's get to this. In the words of Zip with the Drip. Let's get to that. This is what Carlissa had to say, honey.
They making blue go fight fires. They don't make Don't fight fires in jail, ma'am.
Now that's true. We just read they don't.
They might make your son fight the fire though. Not mine. But they might make yours. He paying his taxes to be in there. Okay, he in rehab. My son is in jail rehab, okay? He taking a break from life. He in rehab. He's getting rehabilitated. That's jail is a rehabilitation center. Why you laughing? It's a rehabilitation center.
California name.
Okay.
She's just too much.
Trying to play with my baby girl. Are they?
And then her mangina of a husband in the background laughing and egging her on.
Mangina. No. Oh wow. Mangina.
Hopkinson. Get it all out, girl. Get it all out. I'm gonna let you just get it all out, girl, because you
Hold on. Let's give Papa Newt some time. Go ahead.
yes.
No, I'm not.
No,
I just
she
have to
not.
say it.
Wait.
I just have to say it because I never saw a man he is such a punk. Like he lets that lady do whatever she wants. He lets her make him look bad. Their family looks bad. His kids, his grand. Like I don't understand what kind of man is this. And I know he makes more money than her. So what is Carlissa put in some Lady Tom flavoring in his food because I don't understand. I don't.
Let's be honest. You know what? When you have a man like that who sits there and just lets you make fool of yourself constantly on TV, you don't care about that person. Go ahead and look like an idiot every single day. Like, in all honesty, I think he would rather her buy her time being on the internet talking to the world all the time or out with whoever. And so, because guess what? He doesn't have to be around her. Like, let's be honest. Mr. Saffold is like tired of her too. But yet, he's not going to go anywhere because who knows? You know, she's a little vindictive. Right, Miss $5,000 to talk to you. We're gonna keep our money. We don't want to sit with you.
Yeah,
I
he
bet
probably
We don't
didn't
play
have
with you.
time.
You don't even go here.
And didn't
You
the
don't
son
go
say
here.
that? The son or the daughter, one said something about it's about the money, but you know, I heard there's a little something on the side, but I'm gonna
I
be
don't think
quiet.
that I don't think she signed a prenup, and I don't think you know how some men be like it's cheaper to
Cheaper to
keep her.
keep her. Cheaper to keep her.
hmm
Yeah,
She
and
did
I
say
think
she's taking money when she leave, at least half. So you know,
I take it he doesn't care. He doesn't want to be around her. And as far as many times as she's gone doing her own thing, I think Mr. Saffold's doing his own thing. No, with who I don't know. Which side of the spectrum he goes? Maybe he goes both. But hey, he'd probably
I don't
rather
know. There
just
was a
her
couple
be out.
harassing Carlissa in her live saying that they knew what it looked like. So you know,
Well,
Okay.
Mm.
we're going to get
Well,
into some of the comments, and I don't understand why my comment is at the top, but since it's there, I said, did Blue call you yet? Or has he approved your visit? Let's get to that. While you sit in a restaurant eating and not volunteering to help those who have lost everything, child, the wrath is going to be vicious for this one. By the way, she still hasn't been woman enough to come have that conversation I called her out to have with me. So next. And I
And
meant
she
that.
never will. I
hey,
saw
did
that
somebody
comment.
mention me
It
this?
was
Doesn't
okay.
Carlissa live in Lake Las Vegas or something? So is
Yes,
that
She
near
moved
the
to
fire,
Vegas.
Selena?
it was a
No, it's
name.
not.
I don't know who put it in.
So
She's
how is
in.
she on there poor mouthing about her power being out and stuff? Then is what I want to know.
I don't know the dynamics. Maybe Selena, you could explain that.
So she's in Las Vegas, correct?
I don't know.
Excuse
She's
me.
in Lake Las Vegas, but I'm told
Yeah,
that she's
Lake Las Vegas is where she stays.
in California.
Keep talking. Let me do it quickly.
On the counter.
she said, "Let me be the FBI real quick. Y'all keep the
Hold
conversation
on.
going."
Let me look this up. Let me look this up.
Well, listen, Carlissa lies a lot, so we don't know what the hell is going on. She's
I
a
mean, she could
attention
be
seeker.
poor mouthing about the fires and just not paying her light bill.
Exactly. And is your light still off? Because why would Callie leave her kids? Let me shut up. Okay, we're not going there.
Yeah, see? Just so you know, like Las Vegas is located by Henderson, Nevada. That's Vegas. She's not in California. So she's
Okay,
not
so it
impacted
wasn't
by the
fire like I thought it
fires.
was. Okay. Thank you
Absolutely.
for
She's
that.
not here. There's no fire by her. So whatever
Yeah,
she's
so
trying to claim.
Lake Las Vegas is she's over there. Okay, she's over
Coco
here.
She ain't in
But
California.
Coco said that Carter probably cut the internet off because he tired of his grandmother.
But now these comments were eating her up. Okay. Somebody said firefighters would tell him to grab the hose and he'd come back with 8 women. Nah, because your son couldn't even put out the fire in his own life.
Whoa.
Foxy.
Somebody said shutting up is free. Only thing her son fights is women.
Wow.
The wrong people famous. Girl, jail is jail. Your son know better than anybody else.
Facts.
We all see where Blue's issues come from.
Ooh.
You got a whole grown son in jail for breaking the law, beating women. Who let his girlfriend hit you? Is hella disrespectful. No more compass, etc. And you keep kid. You can always tell which parent made the child the way they are.
Mm.
That actually gets a
Oh, they are eating her alive.
Yeah, they are.
It's like her son is a good human. We don't give up about him. Girl, if they to put that jumpsuit on and grab a water hose, he's gone. Facts. The mothers be the problem more than anything. That's kind of gonna get one, but you kind of just blaming it. I mean, but she is the root of all evil in his life. So sometimes you meet the parent and understand they are the problem. She acting like her son's in the VIP section of prison.
Oh, God.
Girl, enjoy your meal because you just said a whole lot of nothing. With a mama like this, no wonder he needs rehab. As a mom, you should never be proud of how you failed your son. That's why he's locked up, sweetie. You failed. He said you failed.
People are tired of Carlissa at this point.
The reason she Delulu, it's in the DNA. Ignorance at its best. California has fire camps for nonviolent inmates that help reduce time. They serve and provide them with new skills and training. We read that, okay? You get an applause, but my applause is too long. All right. Hearing her nonsense explains why he's in the position he's in. Girl, go sit down somewhere talking about not mine, but yours. You act like he's somewhere great. He's in jail.
Right. He's in jail.
Your son being in jail is not a flex. I agree. It's not a flex. The mine isn't there neither, child. They won't make my son do anything because he isn't incarcerated, Missy Mamas. Not sure why you think that's a joke since you said that your son should be the first one in line. I knew I never liked his mom. Girl, they use firefighters, women beaters. What the fuck, jealous? Rehab? I'm going to stop there because I think
we can go on and on.
We can keep going,
I
child.
haven't heard any. There hasn't been one that's been supportive of her. Everyone's just
It's not just me. That lady is despicable. Like she is.
Not he's the honorable inmate. Use that hot tub water to put out the fire.
Oh no!
It'll probably ignite it more.
That might make it spread.
That water burning like her cooter cat. That water burning.
All of LA is gonna be smelling like fish.
I was just gonna say that they already have enough. They don't need to smell the boil. Like, no, thank you. Keep that water.
It's gonna be smelling like that car seat that she smelled.
Somebody said
walking
Carlissa
around
is
saying, ooh,
companion
crawfish.
late. These
Carlos
people are not seeing the pearly gates. I bet you they will when it come to Carlissa. They gonna see the pearly gates, child. They gonna see them pearly gates. I know they are. I know they are. I know they will. All right, so then let's go on over here and let's see what's been going on. If you're not following Straight Henny Media, you missing all of the good Henny tea, because the Henny tea be going down over here. We are restructuring and revamping and getting things in order. As you can see, everything just about that has been in the big blogs has been on this blog as well. If not, we have things that they don't have. Okay. So where we gonna start, ladies? I want to start. We already showed Petey. Where was Petey at? How far back was Petey? Okay, Petey was too far back. You see, we got all the usual players. Okay, we got all the usual players, but this
There's
was
Petey right
Petey.
there. Mm-hmm.
So Petey, let me turn that off before we get struck. So he shared some photos, but Petey is now. I see it says Eastern Michigan, but I thought Petey was in Atlanta. No.
He got
PD,
transferred.
yeah, he transferred. Michigan State actually recruited him from Georgia, and now he's playing for Michigan State, which is better for his D1 status because Michigan, as far as college football, is like in the top 10 percentile. So
Now I looked at Amiri's page because she has a an IG page, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, oh my God, she's gotten so big, and they're expecting another baby. For those of y'all who did not know, so congratulations to Petey on all levels. But I think that this is great for him.
yes,
And
and
Terrence said he took the whole family up there to the recruiter. So, I mean, he gets to take his family up there to Michigan, too.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
So
do we have the other one? I don't want to jump ahead. Do we have the brother speaking about it?
I'm not sure. I don't see it there, so I'm not sure if we do. I don't think we do. See, sometimes we don't catch everything, but we catch
Well,
something.
I'm excited for Petey. I think this is an important move for him. Again, he
Yeah.
has his aspirations and goals for his family. I don't know about you guys, but I think the little star is right there. Amiri.
Yeah.
Yes,
She
Amiri.
is the
Amiri for
next
sure.
generation.
And
She's gonna be something. She is
and
hilarious. She's adorable.
she's Chrisean
Sign
Jr.
her.
Like
Let's get her
she's
out
her
there.
aunt. She's definite. She has that star power like her aunt.
She does. She got it from her
Definitely.
auntie.
But I just wanted if you guys want to check out Man of Steel, that's their brother Terrence.
Mm-hmm.
Terrence put up all the details of PD being transferred to Michigan and how he's so proud of him because he showed up like we're a package deal. It's me and my family or nothing. And I just want to say shout out to PD for being a stand-up man at the young age that he is, that he's taking care of his family and being an example
Yeah.
because
That's
he
right.
doesn't move without his wife and his child. And I'm gonna call her his wife because he treats her that way. So
I believe
shout out
they
to PD.
will tie that knot. I believe Petey is probably just waiting for that big break moment. And I do see
Yeah.
Petey breaking into the NFL. So shout out to Petey, for all of his success. I know I saw that there was a glimpse of a documentary that he was putting out one time, and he said something along the lines of he had an option to go out into the street, and he watched what was going on around him with like his family, his environment, and he chose to put all of his energy into football. And look at the results. He turned his body into a machine, and he has just been out here getting it. He had a little stumbling moment, but you know what? If you don't believe in prayer, I would say that this right here is the epitome of what prayer looks like, because we know that there was a little rift they had. There was a moment where it looked like it wasn't going to happen, and then look, he was given
Yeah.
back more than what he had prior to. So I definitely salute PD. We will definitely be following him on his journey. Not just because, I mean, we caught a sight of him because he's Chrisean's brother, right? But I'm following him because he's PD now. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Didn't he
very.
write a book, too?
What happened?
Didn't he write a book, too?
Oh yes, the book's not out yet. Terrence
Yeah.
posted about that the other day. It's the book's coming out. And he's also about to get his bachelor's degree in media. next year. So yeah, Petey's doing big things.
Absolutely.
Doing big things.
So now we're gonna move on to our
Good for Petey.
favorite people, Chrisean and Blueface. They're back to trolling us online, okay? Because they have been what?
Miko ate Buddha's food.
All of it?
Yes.
Well, he'll get some more. I'll make an order. He doesn't have any, so I mean, everybody's out of food. They'll get it. Anywho, sorry y'all for the interruption. They have been changing up their profile pictures and all of that, but the one thing that has not happened is I have not seen either one of them unfollow each other. So 4 days ago, this is what their profiles were looking like. Where Chrisean put these pictures up, but then she changed them. Blueface put those pictures up, and then listen, they're trolling us at this point. Okay, they're trolling us. I don't
I'm
care
getting
what.
whiplash.
Huh?
I said I'm getting whiplash from them at this point.
Yeah, it's a little hard to keep up with all of the profile changes that they're doing. I guess they're just trying to gear us up and get us back to paying attention to their pages, because July will be here before we know it. Like January. Look, I put us all the way in June, child. I said that because no offense to my up north and Midwest people dealing with cold weather and snow, but it feels like a nice May, June kind of day today. So I said,
Tomatoes. Okay.
it's already mid-January, you might as well say. So July will be here in no time. So I feel like they're trying to just keep us in tune with what they got going on. So now we're going to talk a little bit about Tasiki and Anna. Okay, Anna Mac. We heard that they were let go from Baddies, and they were on a 20 versus 2, which I don't even understand why they're on a 20 versus 2. I guess that money done run low, huh? So as y'all know and y'all saw, this went completely left.
Saying that shit all the time. I need to get to watch Baddies tonight because I've been here all night. But why they say Natalie be sucking on y'all pussy and Eve?
Suck what?
Yeah.
Sucking on who pussy, bitch?
Y'all, you.
My pussy.
Man, your titties. They made a video.
Let me see. Stop fucking lying.
Nah, they did for real.
Bitch, stop playing.
Let
That's
me
a
see.
lie. Natalie ain't never touched me. I am not one of them friends.
Yeah, she's not like that.
They said that.
Let me see it.
Come here, come look, Siki. Then you can show her and tell her that you seen it.
What is that?
Let me see.
What is it?
Girl, you
No, why the fuck you do that?
No,
See?
why the fuck you come over here with that shit?
I don't even want to hear no more.
Ain't no way. Ain't
What
no
I'm
way.
gonna say is, and they talked about Chrisean.
Boo bye.
Girl, was you drunk? Because you know that's all she do is sit up and get drunk the whole season. She be boring as hell during all of the episodes, and I don't even watch them. I just watch what people got to say about it, and nobody is excited about her, and I don't see too many people being disappointed about her coming back. I feel like this. Whatever is going on with her, she need to go see somebody on a therapist couch. Like go see some therapists. Okay, just please.
She
Because
hasn't
at
really
the
been
end
in the episodes though. I mean, she's maybe a few words in the confessionals, and that's all you've seen of her the whole entire season this season.
Because she's boring. There's nothing to talk about. Like she has no story. The only thing she has is being a fighter. And in all honesty, everybody's tired of her. There's better fights going on. She's boring. She has no personality. Boo bye. She needs to go.
And when she is on there, she's just talking about Diamond or somebody else, and it's always shade towards them. Like it's never anything positive to anybody else on the cast.
She's shading in the confessionals, but yet she's smiling in their faces on the show. You know, it's
Exactly.
she's like I'm gonna be mean, and if there's haters sitting out there because there's 339 people watching, she's like Jaden. They're boring.
yeah, I mean,
They've got nothing going.
you know, I really, and I know y'all might boo tomato me in the comments when I say this. I dropped the link, Poppington, but I just really feel like it was supposed to be her and Chrisean. it was supposed to be the Malone takeover, and greed got in between, and that's always the thing that's going to ruin anything. It's going to tarnish it, right? So I feel like fame got to her head. Things just,
They could have been a power duo, but instead she's too upset about the fact that her younger sister got the fame that she wanted first. So she wants to put her out and prove that she's always been better and this, that, and the third, but she's just not it.
yeah. And I think the proof in that is what her man, what's going on up in here? Oh, hey, Elliot. So what, I think the proof is in the pudding. Do we have that clip? Based off of what?
Yeah, it's in there, the one where her man said that. I think it's that one.
Attraction of what the fuck she did and like she one of a kind though. She really set the trend. She got other baddies wanting to do music, even OGs. I ain't saying no names or nothing like that.
Now we're gonna pause right there for a second because she did not have the OGs wanting to do music, because Natalie already was doing music. Rolly was already doing music. The only one that I don't know of to do music was Scotty. Anna Mac, she was already doing music. Who else?
Let's go back to everybody from prior seasons that Taseki even came on. When she put Persuasion was into music at the time when she put her in the sync. It's been a lot of these girls that have songs and stuff. What it is with baddies is Natalie is so narcissistic that you have to kiss her butt for her to actually promote you the way she's supposed to promote you. Because all those girls were doing music prior to Saseki even coming to the show. Biggie, all of them. Like
all the baddies eat was them promoting their music. I mean, that's all they were doing was their shows.
This is what I'm saying. Diamond was already doing music. E.T., like all these people, they don't want to come back. Stunner Girl. So how did Taseki trendset anything? You know what she trendsetted? She trendsetted taking her sister's man and making that her man. That's what she trendsetted.
Oh my, it suddenly got a little uncomfortable in here.
Mic drop.
Like her.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. They didn't start doing those tours until Chrisean came along with it being music. They started doing performances on stages once Chrisean came onto the Baddies show. She did Baddies South, and then when they got to Baddies West, that was when they started doing shows. They were not doing shows prior to that.
And do we also remember that even when in Baddies, I think it was West, when Chrisean was on, she would do double duty where she was doing the shows with the show, but then would leave to go do a show outside.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's how they brought in DJ Sky, was to keep Chrisean coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sky was supposed
for another show. That came up. Who is this?
That's
fine,
girl. Hey y'all.
Hey.
I was coming to chime in on the fact that she didn't even have to even be jealous of her if she'd have played her cards right. But what I learned about people in life, no matter how much somebody bring you with them, if they envy you, it's hard for them to control how much they don't like you. So even if she would have came in and tried to play her cards right, she still would have turned on Chrisean because she already knew that she had a vendetta against her. And Chrisean tried her best to, be the best sister that she can be, and make sure she go where she going. But she couldn't help it. Even if she knew, she would have been bigger right now if she wouldn't have did that to Chrisean. Nobody knows your music. Nobody knows you. You can sing to you blue in the face. You know how many people I have come up with that was very talented that's still stuck in the ghetto? Just because you can sing and come up there and and sing a little tune, that don't mean that you going somewhere.
You're right. You're right. You have to have the personality and everything with it. And she
right. And she don't have the heart for it. Like, her heart posture is wrong. Like, no matter what she would have did, she would have still turned on Chrisean. Even if that wouldn't happen, she would eventually still snake Chrisean. She did it before she came on the show. That's why she already had that. Everybody have their story already told, because they feel like Chrisean is naive, but she see, because she already went behind their back, because all the sisters are supposed to be on baddies. That's why she kept stressing, oh, the boss wanted me, the boss wanted me. No, you snuck behind her back and was talking to the boss on your own when y'all could have all went up there as one.
That's
And who
true.
in the comments knew Tasiki before Chrisean? That's what I'd like to know.
Nobody.
Nobody. Nobody.
And
And
that's what
that's
I'm saying. Even you could have sung till you was blue in the face. That don't mean you was going anywhere.
hmm I wouldn't doubt that she has some talent because her
Pause
voice is
for a
good.
second. First lady, you popping a little hard in these comments. What's going on over there?
Who is our sister?
She said our sister don't have no music either. Whose sister? Who you talking about? You can't be talking about Chrisean because Chrisean has music.
She
And
has
Sure does.
she has great music,
I'm
and
trying to see
she
who
already
she
have substance, so it don't matter anyway.
is she talking, because you can't say that about Tasiki either, because Tasiki has music as well. So one thing we not going to do over here is we not going to spread a false narrative, at least not on purpose. We might get a headline wrong, a detail wrong, but we not going to
Lie on nobody. Just because we don't
exactly.
like them don't mean we gonna lie.
I don't see any more popping up in the chat.
But yeah, that boyfriend he's behind a lot of her thought processing, because clearly she go by whatever he thinks. So for you to say that, and the people been singing and rapping before you even came about.
Boyfriend needs a job because all I've seen him do is follow her around. To be honest,
Now you don't even really see him anymore. You just see the help around her.
But I'm gonna get down. That's what I want to say, ladies.
Thank you so much for coming up.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you. Okay, we got one more, but this is not we're gonna open up. Did I put Poppington down? I did. My bad, Poppington. We're gonna open up the floor a little bit in a little while, let a few people up, but I'm gonna let Fat Dime up. Fat Dime, what do you have to say?
Good morning.
Good
Hi,
morning. I'm like, did
everybody.
we lose him?
On the chat. Tasiki is like, oh, I hate that name for one. Two, and it's not even a marketable name. It's too weird. And she just keep talking about like, oh, I'm the best, and I actually can sing, and I actually can rap. But like your songs go nowhere. Like, you don't hear people like really like playing at places, and I mean, even Jaden have people reposting her music, but it just doesn't really like connect for Tasiki. Not sure why, but she can't say that she the first lady of doing anything, because Krishan paved the way for a lot of those chicks. And what I'm saying, they need to give her respect. What I'm saying, even though she might not be into that stuff anymore, or whatnot. But um, I wanted to say something that was kind of strange. Um, so I guess um, mostly all the Malones are in Los Angeles, and I'm sorry, Henny, are you saying something?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Um, so most of them in Cali, except Chastity and I think China, right? And maybe they mom. So maybe a few of those. But I thought that it was really odd that Tristan hopped on the phone with Chastity, FaceTime, and was so happy and smiling. It wasn't no oh my god or nothing. It was like, oh, you look different. Oh, but you look good. Blah 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 blah. I was like, that's so strange. Like, man, it make you just really think like, man, is it all that fabrication? But anyways, um, And back to what Carlissa was saying, talking about they don't make rich people do the fires. Look at here. They make whoever that they need to call, and they've been trained to do it. They make them go. You know what I'm saying? Some of these, people are, just doing things to be active and not just be sitting around playing cards or dominoes, doing something that's going to benefit them and being able to give back. And she talking about, yeah, not my son, my baby ain't going to do it. Like, who the hell is he? He ain't nobody special. You act like he Michael Jackson. He ain't nobody. He could go fight them fires too if he
That's
had. And she lie about everything. Talking about, oh, we didn't have electricity. But when you was talking and you had your best friend over with you, you was on live yesterday.
huh?
I could hear Junie in the background, and he was watching TV. So saying you ain't got no lights is a big lie. And I'm just tired of her. She just keep lying. I'm tired of
I,
her. I'm tired of Tasiki. I'm tired of Anime. I'm I
you
put
tired of
them all in a
everybody.
grocery bag and tie it up.
Well,
I'm with
thanks
you. I'm with
for
you, girl.
coming up,
I'm telling
Fat
you.
Don. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. All right. So she said our sis ain't had no new music, but there is a song that was dropped with her and Smiley. So there has been some music that has been dropped. Chrisean hasn't put anything out as far as any of the hood gospel that she has promised us, but she does have a song that just recently dropped. Plus there was that other one that was put out. What was the other song? Oh man. It was the verse that she had to Sexy Red that came out. So it's little drops here and there, but at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. The point of what we were talking about is the fact that he's saying that because of Tasiki, that's how all of this is starting to come into play into baddies. And that is a falsity. That's a lie. It's not because of Tasiki. It's because of Chrisean being there. And that's honestly, I'm going to say this. I try to stay out of the sibling business now. And y'all know that. I told y'all that if y'all follow me on IG, I try my hardest to stay out of the sibling business because the siblings, the family will make up and then we'll all be sitting here looking like, oh shoot, I don't want to be a part of the oh shoot. So
Well, can
I
I?
choose to try to stay up out of it as best I can. But I'm gonna finish what he was saying, and then we can move on to the next topic.
These people never did music before, you feel me? But they look at the traction of what the fuck she did in one season and came off, did her own independent tour. It wasn't nothing structured behind that. That was just booking at the booking at the booking at the booking at the booking. Yeah.
That was God. That you heard what that boy said? That boy said that was booking out the booking out the booking. Let me tell you something. She got.
You just said though. You said that was a tour. Man.
No, that was boy. That them bookings. Well, I could just imagine. Y'all need to let me get on there. Let me carry your luggage.
Oh, I can't wait to say something. Oh.
Okay, so the comments were going in. They said, "Thank Chrisean for your new position." She not all that in fighting. Like basically, y'all could go back to the page and see they caught a couple of the comments
Attraction of
put up there. But I just feel like, a lot of times, and I'm gonna say this, and I may catch some heat behind it, but it's a fact. Sometimes we, the people on the internet, we the public, the viewers and spectators, even the content creators and bloggers, we keep a lot of these feuds going by continuing to bring certain things up. But when things like this happen, this is the stuff that causes the public to respond.
Yes. And
because,
can I just say? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Because we know what the facts of the matter are. And I hate that this is what happened. I hate that they went on this show and the whole world got to see the diabolical BS that went down between these two sisters. I hate that family business had to be aired or was aired out. I hate that. I really do. I hate that, she tried to get her younger sister to humble down to her and say she lied about things that are her truth. None of us were there. None of us grew up with them. None of us are there in their real everyday lives. But based off of what we get shown, this is how the public comes to their conclusions about people and the things that go on with them. Now, we don't know what's going to happen behind the scenes, but I do feel like sometimes we do keep things going. But you also need to be mindful of the things that get put out there, because if this never got put out there, then those comments and this conversation would have never been had. And while there is truth to, there's no such thing as bad press, because even with bad press, it still gets you traction and motion. Who the hell wants to deal with bad press all the time? No matter who you are. I mean, unless you're Carlissa, because Carlissa seems to like the bad press.
We don't care.
What were you
But
going to say?
I was just gonna say that it's just nasty work that he's sitting in a studio with Chaotic, and he wouldn't even be there if it wasn't for Chrisean, because Chrisean is the one that knew Smiley first. Smiley got plugged into Chastity. Chastity got plugged into Chaotic, and now you're plugged in. So all of this, you're sitting there talking all this crap, and if it wasn't for Chrisean, you wouldn't even be in that studio. You wouldn't even be around that person. So that's the nasty work to me. And I have to come to the conclusion, a lot of us that's been there from the beginning have to start coming to the conclusion that a lot of people are just jumping in after a lot of situations, and they're making blind statements off of not knowing everything. But that's what is the real nasty work to me. It's like, if your sister didn't even know this one person to put the other sister on, to put you on, they didn't sort you out because you're Taseki. They sorted, Chaotic sorted you out because he met Chrisean already, because they did the gloss up. He was in the gloss up video with her. So he knows your sister. Smiley knows your sister. So it's not like they coming calling to your girl. They came because they know the other sister. It's not because they wanted to know Taseki or she was on their radar. No, it's all because of Chrisean. So it's just real nasty work that that they can be so delusional and nasty about trying to really make this girl look bad all the time.
And that's
And
the
this is the
thing.
same boyfriend that was. I'm sorry, Selena. Go ahead.
No, please go ahead. I'll add after.
But this is the same boyfriend that was taking Chrisean's side at Blue's house that day, saying Tasiki does too much and gets a little too rah rah, basically. But now you're throwing shade to her. That's what I don't get.
I don't
What I
think
was
it was
gonna
shade
say.
to Chrisean. I think it was shade to baddies. I'm gonna be honest. I think it was shade to baddies, but I think to discredit anything that Chrisean did do that opened that door is wrong. Because Chrisean was the determining factor. They weren't looking at Tasiki to come onto the show had Chrisean not brought her on to Crazy in Love. And the crazy thing is, when she said that during their sit down, she didn't even want to acknowledge that. Chrisean was like, we said thank you. I didn't forget about you. I opened the door. And she didn't even, what do you mean? I got myself put on. They would have never known you, would have never seen you. She had music out way before Chrisean even went on Blue Girls Club. A lot of the songs that people are playing and saying, oh, I love this song, they're old. They're very old. We're talking about Chrisean ain't had no new music. Those songs are very old. But they're popping off now. You got on to Baddies. I believe that they went to Chrisean. They asked her, hey, do you want us to bring your sister on the show? Because they know firsthand how volatile. How, thank you. I hate when my tongue don't want to cooperate with me.
Doing fabulous.
But they know how aggressive and violent she can be towards her. They watched her on Crazy in Love. Natalie was ready to go up against Tasiki, but I think that was just Natalie trying to get some ratings or something, because she ain't dumb, or maybe she was that dumb because she just didn't know, because we hadn't seen Tasiki fight. But that seems to be the only thing that she's known for. Like, you got up on Baddies and nobody knows your music. The only song that everybody knows since you've been on Baddie is the one with Biggie. I put the three in your face, and that's because that's based off of a whole other song. It's a remake to another song. but everybody knows that song. That's it. Nobody knows nothing else. And I eat. That's right.
Yeah.
You know why I eat? And that was a Natalie diss.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You did not make yourself known for your music. You made yourself known for fighting. Now everybody will tune in. They don't even tune in during the season to watch you. They tune into the reunions to watch you because you don't fight during the show. You fight at the reunion. This is the only season that you fought on the show. And the girl that you chose to fight, everybody was criticizing you about that fight because it didn't make sense. So you did not utilize the opportunity properly. You felt like because you got there, you got through the door, that it was okay. I'm here now, and they're just going to keep me because the boss man pays me big bucks to fight at the reunion. So I just got to sit here and be quiet during the rest of the season. No. Do they even perform anymore? Do the baddies still get on stage and perform anymore?
I think they started again, but again, it's not as highlighted as it used to be. And I think
they do, but they don't really show but a few seconds of it at most. It's not like
small. Yeah, because
like I usually seen the whole performance.
She squandered the opportunity. She squandered it. I haven't even seen her doing any Fashion Nova stuff. You squandered an opportunity. Chrisean got on that show. She networked. She made friends with some people. She made some people unforgettable. Persuasion will never be forgotten. She may not like that she will always be known as the girl that Chrisean washed in the sink, but Chrisean made you famous, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
I don't know. I follow Persuasion, and I honestly don't think she cares about it. I think she's kind of piggybacking off of that to make herself more famous.
Well, now she probably don't, but when
because she wasn't before.
Yeah, when ET first got on Baddies, it was told that Persuasion put that battery in her back to try to get at Chrisean again, to get her lick back, like get her lick back through ET. But me personally, I just feel like certain people have it and certain people don't. I think Tasiki, she's blinded by her jealousy and her rage against her sister, because to be honest, you are talented, and a lot of singers, just like the other person that was in the studio with them, lyrical Anderson, or whatever her name is, Lyric Anderson. Yeah, she's a great singer, but you know where she excels? Songwriting behind the scenes. When people want clout too much, sometimes they block their blessings. And Tasiki wants to be seen too much because she's very creative. She says she writes her own songs. The songs are good. Like if you listen to them, they're good, but sometimes it's not your voice. It might just be your talent for writing. It could be other things, but I really feel like she wants to be the star of the family so bad that it's like clouding where she can really get her blessings at. Because I see her behind the scenes writing songs for people.
Yeah.
See, and that's my thing is, why does she come on here? In every interview you hear, she basically putting herself like she is the star of the family. And I'm going to tell you, you're not the star of the family. Your sister is the star. She doesn't have to do anything, but yet she is on every blog so often. She's talked about daily. She's the algorithm. You're lucky you even got to ride the coattails. You may have talent, but you had nothing. Nobody knew you. And just as easy as it was, you can float right back into oblivion. No one's going to know you again at one point.
But at the end of the day, her age is also a big factor. Like she's
in her 30s.
She needs to be delving into more something her speed, not trying to do the same thing her sister's doing, because it looks silly on someone that's older like her. Like Natalie. Like Natalie still being her big age doing all this is ridiculous.
Can we just say Natalie needs to sit down somewhere?
She does.
But if she does, she's gonna lose everything, remember?
But yeah, she has to, because Baddies is not hers. So if she doesn't work, all she gets is that EP check. So she needs that EP check. She needs that episode check. She's doing Baddie Shot O'Clock. We saw Zeus owns Baddie Shot O'Clock. So it's like nothing that Natalie has is her own. It all belongs to Zeus, including her. So she's not going to be able to sit back and still be this Natalie Nunn that we know. That's why she's making music. That's why she's doing all of these extra things. And
why she's so threatened by Jocelyn.
Right. And if you don't know that Natalie does not own her own Baddies brand, you can go back and watch the last live that was done where I showed you the paperwork that she is not the owner of Baddies. Okay. Baddies West, Baddies East. She's not the owner of Baddies Caribbean. She's not the owner of Baddies Shot Clock. She's not the owner of any of that stuff.
Well, didn't Lemon Pepper Stepper tell us that one time when he was mad at her?
He
Mm-hmm.
sure did.
And he came out and was like, you don't own anything. He did tell us.
Well, before we get into anything else, was out in Baltimore and she was spotted. She was spotted praying with a small group of her fans. And it shows that she's still on her faith walk. Okay. She looks good from what we could see. All right. I'm loving this for her. She looked good when she was with Petey, but we also got a little sneak peek of her with Arissa yesterday. There she go. There go the big baby, y'all. So she was out to Sunday dinner with her sister-in-law, Arissa, and I really love that she's spending time with Arissa. Arissa is a positive force for her in my eyes. Like, I love that for her.
Yes, I definitely agree. I think that her and Terrence, they both are those parental figures
Is that Clarence's wife? Like, who is Arissa?
She's Terrence's ex-wife, but they're
Ex-wife.
all still
Okay,
very
okay, thank you, because I've
yeah.
been wondering for a while.
When Petey and Chrisean lived with Terrence, he was married to Arissa. So, like I said, that's like Petey and Chrisean's mother and father. That's why they, when they're
Because
around,
she's gonna be family, basically. Like,
yeah,
she's been there. Okay.
yeah, she's always gonna be family. Like they all still mess with Arissa. She'll always still be family. But her and Terrence, like as far as speaking life into her and things of that nature, besides, Terrain, Tetsa with the praying and stuff, but to the nurturing and stuff, I love how Terrence and Arissa handles Chrisean. Like I really
So one last thing before we move on, which we should have brought this up in the Carlissa portion of this video, but Carlissa was down in the comments of Hollywood Unlocked being very disgusting. I don't know any other words to put it. So someone had commented under her video and said, so he can fight Chrisean but not Fires, and she responded back and said, fight her or defend himself like the 6 victims she's going to court for. The truth keep playing with me. The truth keep playing with me. First of all, Chrisean has 3 cases, not 6. That's number 1. Number 2, we've watched everything. Okay. So this is a part of the accountability that she does not hold Blueface to, regardless to what. She's just a diabolical person. Now, I just showed you 3 clips of Chrisean, one with Petey, one with her praying with some fans, and one with her sister-in-law. Chrisean is quiet. Chrisean is to herself. She is with her family. She is not thinking about or speaking about any of these people. Yet here comes Carlissa.
They hate that she's quiet, though. That's the problem. Like, they have no motion without her, especially Carlissa. So they're going to keep trying and trying to get her to speak. And I love that she's not responding to them because it's showing that she is the clout and they're not.
Exactly. I want to just say a quick shout out to Kiki, a Kiki update. She is doing amazing and awesome with her knee surgery. Look at her. She's actually out of the brace. She's been out of the brace for a while, and now she's just working on getting that knee strength back up. She's still undecided, to my understanding. Still, she's undecided as to whether she's going to go back to the Cali War or not. But it's only a matter of time before we start getting some more of those awesome dance videos that she's been doing and everything else that she was up to. So salute and shout out to Kiki And keep going. She's doing an amazing job.
Definitely.
So we were talking about Hollywood Unlocked, right? So Jason Lee made an announcement. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Back from the operations of Hollywood Unlocked. I'll be stepping back from the operations of, I'll be stepping down as CEO of my nonprofit. But I'll be stepping back because the one thing I will say is that a lot of celebrities have built relationships with me. And I understand because of my influence, my impact. I'm live over here, so don't walk in my thing.
Who is he talking
Okay?
He nosy.
Can you fix his hair though? It's a little wild. Like,
I still own it. I'll still guide the vision. I'll still lead the vision. But I'll be stepping back because when people have issues with things that my staff write, let's tell food God, they call me. They call me and they tell me why they don't like this, why they don't like that, or can I change this, or can I change that? Well, I've done some of that and I haven't seen the reciprocity in love. So now, if you have an issue, show up to the show, come talk about it. But you can't call me anymore. I don't want any calls about Hollywood Unlocked anymore. Call me about changing my community. Call me about changing the world. Call me about impacting the lives of young people. Call me about investing. Call me about building. But do not call me about stories on Hollywood Unlocked. I don't have the capacity to be. I'm live. Don't walk in live. I don't have the capacity to be contacted about things unrelated to moving the world forward. Being back from the.
So what do y'all think about that? He's like, people have told him, hey, I don't like this, I don't like that. He makes the adjustments, but it's like once he makes the adjustment, it's mud in his face.
Can I put my tinfoil kufi on real quick?
Oh, Lord. I don't like pictures on because
are you not going to anyway?
I was going to anyway. So boom, right?
Exactly. I don't even know why you asked permission.
Exactly. Like, does she ever ask permission, or does she just slip it on and go?
Right?
Remember, like a couple of months ago, he was mad at Beyonce, and that whole Beyonce thing. I don't
know that he was mad at her, but I believe he just spoke some truths on her that maybe they didn't.
Well, he was kind of upset because he said that he didn't get any tickets for the concert and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we're gonna fast forward. He wins his political thing, right? Then all this Diddy stuff starts coming out. Mind you, back when him and Beyonce, that little thing, he was already saying this, like, I saved her from something that could have came out that could have destroyed her. So I really feel that now that he's politically responsible, that with all this stuff about to come down the pipeline, with all the cases and stuff with the celebrity, I don't think he wants to be personally attached. If you can't call me personally to change a story or edit something or take something out, then I can't be pulled into your situation. I think that's what it is, because right now, him being a congressman or a counselor or whatever he is, he politically he can't be involved in that because that'll mess up his career moving forward.
And honestly, that's the way it should be, though. You have to choose. Are you, doing the public sector, or are you going to be a gossip person? Like, it's done well and all, but if he wants to be taken serious, he really does need to kind of pull himself away from that. And that's one piece. But then the second piece is, now, journalism. If you're considering yourself a journalist, what's part of one of the things that you have to be a journalist? You have to get the story out, whether it's a friend of yours or not. I think, Henry, we've talked about that before. Is like, like, it's the integrity of what you're trying to speak on. So if your friends are just your friends so that you paint them in a good light, are they really your friends? So
that's the thing. Now therein lies where you have to have your friends respect what you do, right? So, for example, I'm very close with Zio behind the scenes. When Zio gets online and the headlines are not in his light, I don't really fight back against the headlines, but I do let it be known that you cannot make me answer for what he does. he will call me. We will talk. We will, but if you do something and people are dragging, he knows I'm not going to get involved in that, because you can't have it both ways. You can't. What I can do is see how I see things, and that's based off of the fact that I know, and I know what the vision is supposed to be. I'm also privy to a lot of information that I do not share that I could share, because I've been privy to behind the scenes conversations and things of that nature. So I do understand some things on a different level. However, when you choose to take the story, how can I say this? When you choose to become close to the person who's the subject of the stories, you then have to make a conscious decision. And to me, I feel like if someone is a personal friend of yours, you have a responsibility as a journalist to tell your people that person is off limits.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't have it both ways. With what Poppington said, it makes a lot of sense, because when you are on that level of journalism where you are now a big content creator, a big blogger, you're the person that people come sit on the couch with, and they want to do interviews with you, and they're booking, and they're coming, and they're bearing their souls to you. It can get very sticky. And the closer you get to celebrities, the closer you get to people who are close to the celebrities, the closer you get to family, friends, stylists, makeup artists, hairstylists that does hair and makeup for these celebrities and things of that nature, the closer you get to that inner circle of information. And then if that is your friend, you do feel an obligation to kind of try to protect them or shield certain information, because you know the information. I just feel like when you are a journalist, you have to, number one, protect yourself, and number two, decide what it's going to be. Is this going to be a person of content, or is this going to be a person who is my friend? But I also will say this: the more privy you become to information, the heavier that burden becomes, because you know information that could clear them up but make them look bad at the same time, or you know information that will make them look totally bad but it would explain. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's too much of a heavy burden. So that's why for me, I pick and choose what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do, what I'm going to say and what I'm not going to say, out of what's been developed behind the scenes. But now when you start talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce and higher ups in that level of ranking,
I think it goes into where everything is not content, and you deciding what to and what not to do sometimes, that'll get people coming back to you. Whereas if you just put out every single thing that you know, that's going to burn a lot of bridges.
facts. But it all, like, why would you even want to involve yourself in that though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Especially somebody like Jay-Z and Beyonce, they could pretty much put you out of business if they wanted to.
And this
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. And not only that, you heard what he said. If you're not calling about changing young people's life, like he's on his political pathway now. So content creating, him being a journalist was his number one priority. I don't think that's his number one priority at this moment. And like I said, that's a conflict of interest. You can't be in a political stand like that and still have bias when it comes down to certain stories with celebrities, because it does come down to, people doing crimes or unsavory behavior, and politicians, even though they're supposed to be like these morally high standing people. So I kind of see why he would kind of try to shy away from the mess of that now.
But I didn't expect him to continue on with Hollywood Unlocked once he was put on that once he got on that political trail. I didn't expect him, if he won, to still do Hollywood Unlocked to the degree that it's done. I mean, I can see him sitting down and having conversations with some of the celebrities, but I also see him having conversations with political people and even changing the structure of how that's done. But I eventually see him phasing himself out.
Because at the end of the day, his whole campaign was run on him not being a crooked politician like the rest of them. So him kind of doing something different, I expect him to change a lot more than he has already.
Yeah. So I'm going to get to the information that everybody has come here for before we end up, ending. And then y'all be like, Henny, you didn't say. All right. So before we get into Ronnie's probation, there was a quick post and delete from Miss T about Ronnie. And this occurred 2 days ago, or maybe 3 days ago. When did this one occur? I can't remember, but it wasn't too long ago. And her post and delete says, someone tell Ronnie Blueface said to check his DM, get at me for instructions. Okay. Now let's listen to what was said.
I mean, what's your affiliation with Wack? So when I came up with the idea, again, like I said, I was trying to find different trajectories for him to get off of this paternity bullshit. I'm like, hey, why don't you just try to do a show like For the Love of Ronnie? You know what I'm saying? Something that people be like, okay, you're brokenhearted, you run around here chasing this girl, you can be looking for love, that'd be something that's good for you. So I'm like, maybe we could try to get on Zoo. So that's when he told me about the Bonnie thing, that Wack reached out to, because I guess he said Jess is Bonnie's cousin or something, and that Wack reached out to Bonnie's management. They basically trying to push this for Bonnie, and they were trying to end up, reach out to him to go along with it. And that's
okay. I know that's extremely too fast for y'all. Too fast. So what she was saying was Jessica and Bonnie and Ronnie and Wack were in talks of a show between him and Bonnie. And so her putting that up is raising an eyebrow at this. Okay? Because it's like, girl, what do you mean? And why did you delete it? And what was the message? And how are you going to just disappear? Because she kind of seemed to disappear. Or is it just me? Because I don't pay attention no more. I be too caught up in things. I have not seen her.
No, she's still everywhere. I promise you.
You know what that made me reminded of when y'all did the end of year recap and Jessica came up and she was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna see Ronnie and Bonnie together soon," and da 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 da. So the show wouldn't be far fetched if that's what they were talking. Like if that's really what they were talking about, the show would not be that far fetched.
So what you are looking at now is basically the court scheduling information for Ronnie. So he did have a court date that was scheduled for the 6th of January. However, because of the snow and stuff, it was rescheduled. So his next scheduled court date is an initial appearance for January 27th, and then he has a hearing for the violation of probation coming up on February 10th of 2025. But hold on 1 second, because I stopped sharing. I have to get my watermark up for this. Okay.
Definitely.
So let's get the watermarking. Now, Henny has the actual letter that was written. Let me just go here for a second. The letter that was actually written to the judge that got him violated. And here it is. Let me make sure it looks good over here in the IG world. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. All right, let me put on my glasses, y'all. We got the glasses going. Hold on. All right. So you see that this was filed. Yes, we got the content. This was filed on my birthday, December 3rd. Shout out to me.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. This is my birthday. Boom, boom. Here we go. All right. His probation was due to expire on December 10th of 2024, which we already know. Okay. His date of sentence was December 10th of 2021. He has no information provided for employment, y'all, which we already knew that, though. We knew that. So we know what he does. All right. Let me go ahead and let me zoom in real quick on this so that I can get a good read on it. All right. Here we go. Let's get right here into where it says comments and recommendations, shall we? It says, reference is made to the supplement report that was submitted on September 29th of 2022. At that time, Your Honor was made aware that Mr. Can incurred criminal charges. We're talking about September 29th, all right? On or about August 30th of 2022, Mr. Can was arrested and charged with CDS possession, not cannabis, for an incident that occurred on August 29th of 2022. On December 20th, 2022, this charge was placed on set docket, okay? The purpose of this report is to inform Your Honor that Mr. Karan Can has incurred another criminal charge and now has a peace order petitioned against him, okay? On October 30th of 2024, this writer received email and text message stating they wish to remain anonymous. The email was advising that Mr. Can had been harassing his ex-girlfriend, Chrisean Rocks, via social media. He has been going on Instagram Live to make threats. One in particular, he will do them, the Malones, like he did Geronimo. The social media videos were also sent for reference. So y'all out here sending social media videos and everything out there. Okay, so on November 21st of 2024, somebody was talking back in October before all of this really picked up. Yeah.
Ronnie done after when he found out.
Because that thing says October 30th of 2024. All right, so now we are at November 21st, 2024. Mr. Can reported to the Division of Probation, Parole and Probation during this meeting. It was discussed what all was still needed in order to successfully complete his period of probation. Mr. Can still owes $2,045 in court costs. Supervision fees and drug testing fees.
Brokey
have been made at this time. Agent also advised that she was made aware of his GoFundMe and posting on social media. Agent advised.
Y'all been selling everything.
Everything. Agent advised Mr. Can to be mindful of what he is posting. On December 2nd, 2024, this writer received a phone call from Mr. Can, who advised that he had police contact over the weekend at Arundel Mills Mall. He stated that his ex-girlfriend, Chrisean, told him where she would be. He went and met up with her and stated that she then claimed not to know him. He stated that he really just wanted to talk to her, and he had a cousin while trying to do so. He stated that everyone who was about to contact this writer about the incident will say that he was there to take the baby. He stated that was not the case. He wanted to ask her about paternity testing. As agent is speaking with Mr. Can, she found the social media coverage of the incident. As he mentioned, it would be there. Agent saw the interaction with Chrisean and the guard at Arundel Mills. Now, hold on. You done went into your probation officer's office and tried to spin this narrative, sir. We have already heard Crystal say that you tried to take the baby. And
even the probation officer is telling you to quit posting.
And if your probation officer watched the video, sir, she saw you say that you went up there in a pool shiesty mask and in some surgical gloves. And that how we saw you on camera was how she met you in person. You walked up on her concealed. She did not know who you was. The evidence that you said was evidence that she invited you up there ended up being piss water, because that evidence actually showed that somebody was telling you how to report to CPS in Oklahoma. So, sir, you lied. You just lied. Anywho, also on December 2nd of 2024, this writer received several emails advising the writer about the incident that occurred at Anne Arundel Mills Mall in Anne Arundel County in Maryland. One of the emails read, now this is somebody's words. I'm sending this email because Karon Can is getting dangerously out of control. He has resorted to harassing and stalking Chrisean Porter while she was out shopping with her baby. He was harassing her to the point where she called the cops and security had to step in. He's doing this because he fake acting like her baby is his when he already been proven through DNA that Jonathan Porter is the father. He knows this already. He's harassing her, looking for a viral moment. When he has said on many occasions, he has known that Chrisean Jesus Porter is not his child. He is silly enough to post it on his Instagram page at Ronnie.doe.
Ooh, y'all some snitches. Ooh, Lord.
Which one of y'all sent that? Come on, tell us.
Who sent the email?
Word, I know you probably in the chat too. Just give us a sign. You just put emoji, a weird emoji. I ain't even gonna tell you which one.
Before we get into that, in the chat we had Lady T Only Me making a comment, said Carlissa lives in Canyon Lake, California. So yes, they live in California. Again, y'all don't have facts. Well, she's gone. But at the same time, come out of the bushes when you're here, Lady T. If you're watching the
God, no, please, no. I ain't got time for all that hollering, Selena. Not today.
Crazy deranged ass on my stage.
Yeah. I ain't bringing on the stage.
I should have put this one up here. This is the watermark I should have used. We're going to leave this watermark up here, right? Maybe, wait a minute. I didn't put one with a black across it.
The first page had it.
The first one did.
This one? Yeah. Okay, because, you know, people be trying to take stuff. I don't mind you borrowing, but goddamn it, give credit where it's due. Anyway, on November 29th of 2024, a peace order was petitioned against Mr. Karon by alleged ex-girlfriend Chrisean Porter in the district county of Anne Arundel County. And the order is valid from November 29th of 2024 to December 3rd, my birthday, 2024. On November 30th, 2024, the district court for Anne Arundel County charged Mr. Can with second-degree assault. Well, it says assault second degree, but we know that that's what that meant, okay? A trial date has not yet been set. The incident occurred in Anne Arundel County, Maryland. In light of the information mentioned above, the writer is respectfully requesting that a summons be issued so that the matter can be addressed in circuit court for Anne Arundel County. Now, this report was written on December 2nd. Okay, all right. So now we get on over here, right? We get on over here, and the summons is signed, and for a non-technical violation. All right. So now it was signed by the judge on guess what date? December 10th. Now, December 10th is when he was supposed to originally get off of probation. So instead of the judge signing off on his probation, the judge went on ahead and signed this summons, and you will see it here in the report when I get to it, because it's been a lot that has gone on over these years with Mr. Karon Can. Okay, so yeah, where was it? Because we skipped past it. I'm sorry. See it right here. The summons was issued, and there goes the open violation. Let's go back to the original letter, and we're going to leave that right there while we discuss this. We sure are. Thoughts, comments, or concerns?
Well, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That's all I have to say.
We told him to chill out. I mean, And he knows better. So, I mean, at the end of the day, this is on him. I mean, he was told time and time again, you going to jail. And he did not listen.
They say whoever was taking notes was doing a good job. Oh, that's what you want.
Got him. Got him.
Diabolical work. Listen, many people tried to tell him, you need to stop running your mouth. You need to leave Chrisean alone. Many people done told him that. Now I'm gonna say this. One thing the rock stars are gonna do is they are going to protect when and where they can. And they decided that they was going to get in touch with the probation officer, okay? And decided to write emails and text messages. How y'all texting this lady?
How y'all get
And at
that
the end of
number?
the day, all that blaming he did saying, oh, Chrisean, she's the one who's getting me put in jail, blah, blah, blah. No, it wasn't her.
No, you did. And he was almost off of probation. He did this to himself.
Well, he wouldn't have got off anyways. Like, I've been on probation. If you don't pay them fines, they're not going to end your probation.
Oh, who is this? Terry Bankhead. We don't know you, girl. But if you really are the person who sent it, salute. Girl.
Good job.
You took excellent notes. You told it all, honey. Even the IG page, child. I wonder if that's why he started going over here to YouTube. Wait. Lachey said me. They all claiming it. Everybody done had a little hand in it. Me too, Henny. I thought he was gonna let it go. That's like a conflict of interest. Oh, she talking about Jason Lee. Okay. Why does it sound like someone who be talking? I don't know. Who it sound like? It don't sound like me.
I ain't do it. Look, I'm clearing my name there. I did not do it.
Me neither. I don't mess with them folks. I don't want to talk to them. Unless you're taking me to jail, I'm not fooling with them.
I don't play police games.
I can't be a snitch. Snitches don't for me.
She said, when I said I was on her side, I am. And Terry, nobody said nothing wrong. I'm just saying. I was just asking. Okay. That I was just asking. All in the bushes, let herself be known. She's a fan.
Henny, you brought me up. I've tried on your show before.
By the bathroom, and when I opened it, he was acting like, I don't know, he was walking really slow and like looked back at me, expecting me to follow him.
I think he wants to go outside. He didn't poop earlier, so he probably has to poop. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, so and still wait, what? And still don't her music is blah. I don't know who you're talking about. I think you're talking about Tesiki, but I think you all the way in the back. So, all right, he's getting his karma. Beautiful watermark. Thank you. It's not for this channel. It's for Hennessy reviews, but we're going to use it over here till I sit down and do the watermark for that channel too. Just as sure as Henny drops a link, she gonna funky Watusi it up to the panel. She better not. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't think it was snitching. I was just stating facts. I was just giving them facts.
Girl, we not saying you snitching as in like a bad thing.
We kikiing, child.
Yeah, this is a
don't take it that way at all.
I can't put my finger on it just yet. I don't know. It's just a phone call, Henny. What's just a phone call, baby?
Listen, just because I don't play police games and I said snitching don't mean that we saying y'all was wrong for doing it or you shouldn't have, because at that point he was being dangerous. We were all scared for her, and
we're not saying anything was
who,
wrong with it.
Yeah, y'all good.
Yeah, we just saying them folks scare us. That's it.
But we also clearing ourselves because we
I don't believe in speaking things of other people.
I got street cred and you know, I got a reputation to uphold, even though I ain't in the streets no more, baby. I was once in them streets, okay, and I was a smooth criminal because I ain't never went to jail. Click City never seen me, so I'm just letting it be known. I didn't pick up the phone.
I'm recording, but I got a family full of criminals.
I live by a code. I can't.
Terry, it was really well written, very detailed. Bravo to
Very.
you. Bravo to you.
Yes.
Like, no hate on you at
That
all,
was a
girl.
good
Go.
email, girl.
Yes, it
Man.
was a good email.
Send me
but
your
no,
template.
ma'am.
Just kidding. But no.
So yeah, so I promised y'all that information. Predictions for what's about to happen.
To who? Ronnie?
To Karan. His mama named him Karan. We gonna call him Karan.
Well, Reginald's going to jail. Sorry to say, Reginald, but you might go to jail, Reginald.
Not Reginald.
He's going to jail.
She said, I'm not a street person, I tell. Okay, well, ain't nothing wrong with that. Listen.
She said, I'm a civilian. I'm a civilian.
Okay? I ain't even got a pinky toe out in them streets. I'm telling. And listen.
She said,
good job.
I'm on the stoop.
She said, but I didn't call. Okay, so she's clearing her name. She said, but I didn't call though. But I'm gonna tell, but I ain't call.
Whoever did, you know what? Okay. We support you.
Yeah, I'm just scared that if I tell on somebody else, they're gonna find something about me. So I just be quiet.
We gonna do this right here. Whoever told.
That's me clapping.
Did y'all hear the applause?
I was clapping.
No, did you hear it though?
No.
What about now? Can y'all hear it?
So low. I think you need a speaker.
I tried. I have an applause button. I don't know why it's not playing the way it's supposed to be playing. But we do have a guest that came up. Hey, Goldie.
Hi, Goldie.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm just gonna say this, and you know me. You know I was waiting in the cut.
I know.
You know I was waiting in the cut. I didn't tell. I did not tell, but I would have been the one to tell, and I am in them streets, and I don't give a damn.
Go Goldie.
Just because he out of pocket. He out of pocket.
She said, do something about it.
Godzilla is out of pocket. The blue, orange, whatever man, he out of pocket. I would have told. I would have told, but I didn't. But I would have.
She said, I didn't, but I would have.
I would have.
To be honest. I think
and
it
then
was
on
many
here
people.
telling you I told. I would have sent you a message saying, see, I didn't sent it. I already sent it. Here go the message. But I ain't tell this time.
Well, see, here's the thing. In this sector, when it come down to Chrisean, baby, it don't matter who don't, because there's a gang of us that will and do.
Exactly.
But I really
He was on live selling rugs. He was doing all kind of stuff that any smart person would not have done.
My own personal opinion. I believe in my heart of hearts that lawyer that she had for the case for James, that's the lawyer that wrote that paperwork up.
No, this was his probation officer.
I'm telling you, she sent it to the probation officer.
You think?
Because if you listen to the way it's worded, and just go back and look at the paperwork she wrote up for James. See, you know me, I am beyond. I be all in everybody's business. So, with me saying that,
I love it.
I'm serious. I believe in my heart of all hearts that Chrisean probably contacted her, and she wrote it up and sent it over to the probation department, and the probation department wrote it up again.
Hey,
whatever it is,
it got there. But when the report came, I just had to come and share the information with y'all, the people. Because, baby, I said, oh, look at the rock stars.
Mm-hmm. You know we gonna get them every time.
I do believe it was many reports. I don't think it was one person. That was a really well written letter. Maybe they're utilizing that with all the information, but it could be many individuals giving details and it was written into one. But there was a lot of people ready to go in. And so
Yeah, and a
it
lot of
could
people
be
were
a
telling him
multitude
on
of
his live,
individuals.
like, we're sending this to your PO. So he was warned. He was warned.
He should have been watching with the blue boy. Now you didn't been warned. Warning come before destruction. Now you're finna go sit your little incident with everybody else.
Listen,
These
I'm trying to
comments are
tell you,
hilarious.
because one thing about it, two things for sure. Baby, when Blue was out here acting a mess, okay, them phone calls was going into both them probation officers and everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else. I said rock stars. I didn't say rock tards.
Never would we say
We
rock
were
tards.
never
I
rock
would never
stars.
say that over here.
And then why did Reginald think he was special? If everybody was calling on Blue, why did Reginald think he was special? Like, I'm not understanding.
They called on Blue and Chrisean at the end of the day.
Yeah, both sides were doing it. So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but in all fairness, the rock stars didn't start doing it until his side started doing it. Remember, they was calling Oklahoma first before we was in the beginning, way before all of this. When they
Yeah,
found
Three
out that
Fingers was.
when they found out she had them warrants, they was calling. And they was trying to get her locked up. And so, because that all started, guess what? This side started. Let me tell you something about how this has been going for all of these years. Blue side start doing something, this side start doing something. And you can't even really say Blue side because he ain't really got a side. He only got one page that's dedicated to him. But whatever. Anyway, the rest of them, they just be Chrisean haters. And they go over there and they do their diabolical stuff. And so one side says what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And they decide to serve a dose of their own medicine. And before you know it, it's a war going on. Everybody calling the probation officers and calling down there and sending videos and emails and faxes and smoke screens and braille and everything. We got a person over here that do braille just in case they blind and miss something. They gonna braille.
My thing still is how are you going to do drug deals on live? I mean, you're on probation. If
He
you,
did everything.
Now,
yeah, I just don't understand.
It ain't
That's
snitching
right.
when he put the content out there, and I for damn sure did videos showing that man was selling rugs online. Okay, he ain't got no employment, but he's moving around slide. And how you work traffic control, but you didn't report no information to your probation officer, sir. Your probation officer just basically snitched on you and called you an official brokey, sir.
Looks like a Halloween costume, if you ask me. He did this to himself. You thought you were invincible. Maybe the people that were backing him were telling him what to do and bigging him up were the ones saying, "Hey, don't worry, you're not going to get in trouble for all of this." But guess what? You're dead. You're dead.
Clout Rissa.
If he hasn't learned after all of these years, he ain't gonna learn.
No.
She said, "Dear PO, I hope this email finds you."
Cherie is on
that's
it.
it. That is it. Okay, we gonna
Well,
put that comment right there too. Dear
That's
PO, I hope this email finds you well.
That
And you
part.
enjoyed your holiday season. As for me, I have had to
Happy
witness
New
the
Year.
travesty. Okay. It is my hope that in the new year you violate him and put him where he need to be. Sincerely signed, an anonymous rock star.
That part.
That was a good one.
Well, listen, y'all, it has been wonderful spending time with y'all. This one was a little longer than it usually would be. Normally, we try to stick within an hour, but we had 2 hours up here. So thank y'all for tapping in and tuning in. For all of y'all that was here from the beginning to the end, y'all are truly amazing. We appreciate y'all. And yeah, we're gonna release the schedule soon because Selena and Poppington gonna get on me about making the schedule and sticking to the schedule. But we gonna do a test run this week just to see how the schedule is actually going to flow before we make it a part of the consistent thing. I hope y'all enjoy the panels. And I want to say we're gonna come back this evening, but I might have to be someplace else reading court docs.
Well, we're trying to do for an
It's
hour
okay. We
before
can
you do
wait.
that. It's up to you. We'll figure it out. But we want to incorporate this, guys. Give us your feedback, please. I mean, this is our second time we're doing this. We did it last week as well. And we want to do this, 3 times a week, kind of like a nice panel where we're discussing what's in the news. And so give us your feedback, how you feel about this. If you like this format, do you like this conversations the way it's going? And just also remember, although we're on here on the panels, at the end, we do want to drop the link and get some of you guys to come up here and give your feedback as well and tell us about the stories that we've been discussing. So we hope you like it. Just tell us what you think.
Yeah, so definitely. And I want to do like if we have an hour's worth of the commentary and they get you guys to come up and let you guys, briefly tell us what you think. Because I know y'all be holding a lot in. So I'll be trying to let y'all just get it all out. But just briefly let us know what you think, what story it is that you really want to talk about. And we're gonna just be opening up. This is about Chrisean and Blueface, but it is also about everything that is going on around the internet and in these internet streets. So definitely this is about y'all. So thank y'all for tapping in, tuning in, and supporting. I love each and every last one of y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace, y'all.
'Cause I don't want